Welcome to the Prophecy Club. We are going to be talking about how the United States is the problem. The United States is further, I looked that up rather than farther, is further angering the Russian bear. Now, you recall Dmitry was given a vision, and he was shown that the Russian bear is going to go very angry. He's going to grow very strong until finally men with sticks come after him. In other words, I think it's the NATO nations. I think when they come against the Russian bear, that's what it's going to be like. Okay, so now I've got something new that I'm very excited about. I talked to the EMP Shield people, and they told me that cell phones don't have wires long enough in them to be able to have the computer chips fried in this in an EMP attack. So, but the problem is the cell phone towers are connected to long lines, and they are very vulnerable to an EMP attack. So for a long time now, I have wanted to be able to offer satellite phones. And it's so cool because you just fold it up like that, and it's a little bit bigger than most cell phones. You open up several different ways like that. But the point is, this satellite phone will reach the satellites. So even if an EMP goes off, if your satellite phone can reach the satellites, then you still got phone service to people that still have phones. And they've got Faraday bags. They've got a lot of things up here. And all of those are available. You get a $50 discount if you use the promo code PROPHECY. I believe that's on... See, I just did this. Let me read it again. Make sure I get it right here. Okay, $50 off on satellite phone purchase if you use the promo code, but 10% off on Faraday products. And that what's a Faraday product? Okay, so if you think that there's going to be a satellite or a suitcase and it go off, then you put your cell phone or your laptops, whatever it is, in the Faraday, and it won't bother those. And also, it means that they can't have an outside hacker hack into them. And these days, they can do those kind of things. Anyway, check it out. It is SAT, S-A-T, 123.com. SAT123.com. They have lots of products up there. And use the promo code PROPHECY, you get a $50 discount on the satellite phones, and also get a 10% discount on the Faraday bags. But they have lots of things. Go check it out. Okay, so we're going to start with U.S. officials are attending a Ukraine Defense Contact Group meeting at the Ramstein Air Force Base in Germany. Okay, I think this is really bad. I think America is sticking her finger in the bear's eye, and the bear is getting angry. And the bear, according to the prophecies, is the nation that destroys America in 1 hour. So it goes on to say, Secretary of Defense is providing long-range missiles to Ukraine. We've talked about this. We already know that. And so the meeting of almost 50 nations have been supplying military and other assistance to Ukraine. And they will today discuss potentially supplying Ukraine with long-range missiles to use for attacks deep inside the interior of Russia. Russia has already said, you do that, and you're going to be crossing a red line. In other words, this war is not going to be just on this side of the oceans, what he's about to say. It's also going to go across the ocean. In other words, you start using American, I will say it this way, American military, whatever version, to attack Russia and kill Russians inside of Russia, and it's not going to just stay on this side of the Atlantic. We're coming across the Atlantic, and we're going to start hitting you too. So it goes on to say the Russians have warned and warned and warned again that the U.S. and its NATO allies have crossed threshold limits that they set for themselves. In other words, the United States and NATO have said, this we're never going to do. And now America and NATO are about to cross lines they said we'll never do. In other words, we are the problem. We are starting World War III. We've talked about that too. He goes on to say, if long-range, now this is Russia, if long-range weapons are used against Russia, it will affect both sides of the Atlantic Ocean. Still, the collective West marches further and further. It says farther and farther. I looked it up. Further is the correct word. Further and further into the conflict. The U.S. issues the following extremely sensitive attack information. The U.S. is specifically discussing providing long-range cruise missiles, in other words, they don't go like this. They cruise along the ground like 100, 200 feet above the ground. Specifically providing long-range cruise missiles to Ukraine to be used to attack high-value targets within Russia, having to do with Russia's ability to fire nuclear weapons against North America. What are we doing? We're putting out Russia's nuclear eye to be able to spot nuclear weapons coming to them specifically from the areas that they might come from if America was firing them. It'll tell you. Apparently, and this is just my conjecture, Ukraine's use of drones to attack 2 over-the-horizon radar stations, we talked about that a couple of weeks ago, inside Russia, creating a hole in Russia's nuclear attack early warning radar system, making Russia vulnerable to the Mediterranean Sea, the Red Sea, and the Gulf of Arabia, was part of some larger set of plans which seem to be watching unfolding now. Next came the donating to Ukraine of nuclear-capable F-16 fighter jets. Now get this. The only fighter jets that America would donate to Ukraine are the ones capable of carrying nuclear weapons. You think Russia's stupid? I don't think Russia's stupid. I think Russia's pretty smart. They win most of the chess games and have for many years. They're smart people. They know exactly what we're doing, and they have a military stronger than ours. They have, how do I say it? They will beat us in an hour. It was the U.S. that insisted on NATO allies that any F-16 donated to Ukraine must be of the type with a special fitting making the aircraft capable of carrying nuclear weapons. That's what it's saying. Now there's talk of providing long-range missiles are rumored, he says rumored, to be a Tomahawk cruise missile. And some people say the cruise missiles, the Tomahawk cruise missiles, Russia can't shoot down. I don't believe it. I believe they have scalar wave. They could spot anything on the planet. But the point is, it could be used to start World War III. I don't want to believe we're close to it, that close. I don't want to believe that. And we haven't seen the headlines leading up to it yet. But in my opinion, there's a very good possibility we're about to start seeing those early, first or second quarter of next year. That's just a guess. Let's go on. So Hal Turner says, it seems to me that the U.S. and NATO are planning some type of nuclear first strike against Russia. We know it doesn't happen that way. Russia hits us in a surprise nuclear attack. Opening a hole in Russia's early warning radar was step 1. Donating nuclear-capable F-16s was step number 2. Now it seems the U.S. intends to supply long-range missiles to Ukraine like the Tomahawk cruise missile. So, this is very important. Imagine for a moment that you're the Russians. On radar, you see 1 or more F-16s in the air heading from Ukraine toward Russia. So you see those planes have now released cruise missiles, which are headed for Russia's strategic nuclear weapon silos. So what do you assume those missiles are carrying? Nuclear weapons. So if you're a person with common sense, you must presume those cruise missiles are carrying nuclear warheads, and so what do? You fire all of your missiles on America. That's where we are. That's the reason I recommend you go to EMPShield.com, get you one of these. I think I've got it upside down. One of these. It's real easy, but they got videos up there show you how to put it on, okay? The red goes to the red side of your battery. The black goes to the back side of your battery. The green goes to the body of your car. And you just screw it down. You pull off this. It sticks on the inside of your engine compartment. So that when we've now got 37 prophecies saying suitcase nukes are going to hit us, that it by far is what I have more prophecies for a suitcase nuke hitting America than anything. So it's by far the thing that you need to consider getting protection for. Now let's go to Harris. Biden-Harris is now openly courting World War III with Russia as Putin warns Washington is playing with fire. I'm telling you, Russia, I hate to say, it sounds like it's saying something wrong. Say Russia's the good guy. Russia's never the good guy. But in this case, America is the bad guy. It's just like Ukraine. Okay, Ukraine is the nest of the Nazis. Kazakhstan, all of that, they went from there to Switzerland, then they went to Germany, and in World War II, our boys were fighting the Nazis. Today, the Nazis are still in Ukraine. Today, we are giving weapons to the Nazis in Ukraine, and Russia has not changed sides. Russia was fighting against the Nazis in World War II. Russia is still fighting against the Nazis in Ukraine. We're the ones that changed sides. We're in the wrong. Pains me to say it, but we're in the wrong. And we are openly about to make the bear angry enough to attack us in a surprise nuclear attack. Why? Because God is allowing it. Why? Because we're a sinful nation. The article goes on to say, the U.S. administration seems hell-bent on starting World War III. I agree. Before they leave office, and strangely, Americans seem to be completely unaware of just how close we are to nuclear war with Russia. And, well, they're unaware because the Moloch-owned media doesn't tell them. So you have to go to alternative sources, and then when you go to alternative sources, the question is whether they're telling you the truth or not. The article goes on to say, nobody seems to be paying attention to the flagrant provocations the U.S. government, the Biden administration, is engaging in vis-a-vis Russia, Iran, and China. Washington appears to be searching the world for a country that will engage in a major war with America. Well, that's how they're trying to bring it down. So since the Molochs themselves don't have anything but suitcase nukes, that's my guess. That's their most powerful thing they actually have control over. But what they do have control over through their politics is getting America to attack the Russians that do have the wherewithal to take us out, Revelation 18 says, in 1 hour. So the Biden-Harris regime will likely send longer-range missiles to Ukraine that can hit deeper inside Russia. Moscow has warned that the U.S. is playing with fire and risks World War III. They warned us openly. I played this, Lavrov even saying it. The U.S. is openly courting World War III. In April, the U.S. secretly shipped Ukrainian forces for the first time using a longer-range version of weapons known as ATACMS. Ukraine struck an airfield in Crimea and Russian troops in southeastern Ukraine. The U.S. is close to an agreement to give Ukraine long-range cruise missiles. This is a different article. This is a different company saying this, that could reach deep inside Russia, meaning we could be starting World War III. That means that if Russia attacks us first in a surprise nuclear attack, it wouldn't be first. In other words, America attacked them first. So Russia's going to say, wait a minute, they drew first blood. They attacked us first. And we have the right to defend ourselves. Now, let's go to the financial news. God is just taking America down. God is destroying America because we have turned into a filthy nation. But you can't seem to get people to go to church. Nobody wants to read their Bible. No one wants to repent. No one wants to see it turn around. I've told you many times, my mom would always say, well, we're not a Christian nation anymore. Finally, I asked her one day, Mom, why do you say that? She says, well, when I was growing up, every summer, they would send all the kids up to the public school. They all had, they had Kool-Aid, and they all got saved. They all heard the gospel. She said, in my junior high, high school, all the way through school, everybody Everybody was a Christian. That's the way it was. Like 100 years ago, most everyone in America was a Christian, except, like Bonnie and Clyde and those types. But most people were all Christians. And she said, and the more you knew your Bible, the more popular you were. So with that understanding, I can see why God thinks we're such a filthy nation. Now on to this. So BRICS major strike against the dollar. The BRICS Pay launches, that's what they call it, BRICS Pay launches soon. Matter of fact, I'm about to show you that is scheduled for October. Now remember, Shane Warren was told back in 2010 that the dollar would be worthless as leaves blowing in the wind, and the thing that would start the destruction, the fall, the crash of the dollar is when they start selling oil in another currency other than the dollar. That 50-year agreement expired June 9th, 2024, and the next day, Saudi Arabia announced that they're now going to start selling oil in yuan. So it's now not a petrodollar, it's now a petro-yuan. Let's go on to the article. So the global financial system is on the verge of a major upheaval. We've talked about this. The white hats and the black hats both want to destroy the global financial system as is. The BRICS bloc is planning the creation of an independent payment system to facilitate cross-border transactions among its members. This initiative aims to reduce their dependence on the U.S. dollar by integrating local currencies for trade exchanges. They're doing away with the dollar. BRICS is actively preparing the implementation of an independent payment system called BRICS Pay. This system is designed to facilitate cross-border transactions among its members without resorting to the use of the dollar. This is no longer just an idea. It is moving forward concretely. More than 50 countries, well, other articles said it's more like 159 countries, not 50. 50 countries have already expressed interest. The better information is 159 nations are actually already in it, but they have a summit scheduled. I tried to look it up. Someone will probably send me a great article on it now. Thank you. By the way, thank you for your emails. I cannot tell you how much your emails mean to me. You're the best researcher, outside God, of course. So thank you for sending me emails. Anyway, it's scheduled for October 2024, which means we're probably going to see the dollar stop falling before the end of the year. That's just a guess, but it's a good guess. Next article, BRICS Bridge. That's what they're calling the actual system. It's called the BRICS Bridge, and then the payment system within it is called BRICS Pay. BRICS Bridge is to replace the SWIFT, that's the system we're currently in, SWIFT and end dependency on the U.S. dollar. BRICS is looking to create a new payment system for cross-border transactions without incorporating the U.S. dollar in the mechanism. Different magazine, same story. Mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, let a thing be established. It's going to end the reliance on the U.S. dollar. It's a new payment mechanism turned BRICS Bridge, and is looking to replace the U.S. SWIFT system and cut ties with the dollar, killing the dollar, just like Shane Warren was told back in 2010. The concept will most likely be addressed in the upcoming summit in October. So you can look for it. October, December, maybe January at the latest. Dollar's going to start falling. These are the some, not all, but some of the BRICS nations working against the dollar, which is why if you have an IRA, look, you've saved your whole life, IRA, a 401k, if you have one of those and you don't want to lose your money, should the stock market fall, as the prophecies say it is going to do, should the dollar go down 30% to zero, as the prophecies say it's going to do. If you don't want to lose your life savings, 800-200 gold. Give them a call. Doesn't hurt, doesn't cost you anything. Maybe they don't have anything you offer. Maybe you don't want it. That's fine. Doesn't hurt anything, doesn't cost anything. Call them and say, look, here's my situation. What do you think? Can you help me? And if they can convince you that they can help you, then great. if not. And also, of course, they can get you gold and silver and just about any precious metal. Matter of fact, they've got these. Let me grab it right here. This is the neatest thing. It's just a little bit bigger than a credit card. That's 5 of them. They're stuck together. And it's called a prepper bar. You get this at Prophecy Club Bar, B-A-R. It's a prepper bar. ProphecyClubBar.com. You get your IRA or 401k or other gold and silver at 800-200-GOLD or ProphecyClubGold.com. Get yourself prepared. Also, I just had some problems with my satellite system. Had the guys out fixing it, no charge. And we got talking about food. Well, you know, I'm a country boy. I can fish. I said, okay, fine. You can fish for 2 or 3 days, maybe a week. But when everybody else is fishing, how long is the fish in the lake or the streams going to last? Everybody out there fishing for food, they're trying to survive off of it. It's going to go pretty quick. But Joseph's Kitchen can show you how to make good homemade whole wheat bread, because that's what fed the world during the 7 years of famine. What you do is go to josephkitchen.com. Step number 1, top left corner, get yourself a machines package. That's all the gizmos you need to grind the wheat and turn it into bread. Next thing is you decide how much food you want. You want food 1 person a year, 2 people a year, 4 people a year, 6 people a year. And instead of $9,000 to $10,000 per person per year, they can show you how to do it for about $1,000. Then you get some recipes. Download the recipes for free. You can also subscribe to get even more of them, but they have videos. As a matter of fact, I'm even on one of the videos. Go and check out josephskitchen.com. josephskitchen.com. I probably need to call them, but my guess is they've still got red wheat on sale. Buy one, get one free. You'll have to check and see if that's still updated. Buy one, get one free, josephskitchen.com. Okay, the very best offer we have ever had at the Prophecy Club is 40 books for a gift of $100. That is How Pre-Trib Won, Tribulation Secrets in Daniel, God's Warnings to America, Miss the Mark, and The Secret Door to Understand Bible Prophecy. I'll explain. As I've said many times, in 2017, I memorized the book of Revelation. I got 30 revelations, 2 visions, and an audible voice. God showed me a secret door, the word first fruits, which is found in Leviticus and also Revelation, that links the feasts to the prophecies of Revelation. And perhaps for the first time, Revelation can be understood. One prophetic word said, there's a lock. I put over a word in the book of Revelation. I'm going to open it to you. It will turn many books written on the end-time message into obsolete books. That's this book. Secondly, I put together a collection of the very best prophecies from 32 years in Bible prophecy: Dimitri Duduman, Michael Boldale, Leslie Johnson, Henry Groover, Shane Warren, Terry Bennett, Maurice Sklar, Augusto Perez, Doug Metzger, Bree Keaton, and more in God's Warnings to America. Also, how do you talk to people about the mark of the beast, especially if they worship another god? Well, simple way is give them this book. It's a quick read. Takes about 3 hours to read it. But if they'll read 2 or 3 pages, they'll probably read the book. And if they read the book, they will never take the mark of the beast. It explains both the mark of the beast and also the number of the name, and it has these pictures in the book. Finally, How Pre-Trib Won. This book explains the truth about the rapture. It gives 4 foundations for the real truth about the rapture. It also answers 25 pre-trib questions, 1 for $20, each one of these typically, but don't do that. We offer them in shrink-wrap sets. The very best deal is go to prophecyclub.com and get the entire 40-book set for $100. I didn't cover every verse in the book of Daniel, didn't need to. I just covered the verses that has to do with us end-time saints. And it's called Tribulation Secrets in Daniel, 1 for $20, 10 for $30, 20 for $50 at prophecyclub.com.